imagine that the streets of Lakeshore be packed like this to celebrate your championship?
No, I honestly didn't think there's that many people here. But, I mean, it seems like all 37 million or 36 million, whatever it is here right now. So this is kind of crazy and unbelievable, but it's amazing, man. It's a great feeling. The fans support us all year. And we try to do the best we can to show as much love back to them. This is our way of trying to do that, giving it back to them.
Your second chip, Danny. So much has gone into the years for you to get your second NBA championship. What makes this one with the Raptors so special?
Just the journey, you know, of not knowing where I was going to be at, how I was going to fit in, the atmosphere, how they're going to welcome me in a new country, a new team, a new system. So you're being traded, the whole journey of trades, deadlines, a whole bunch of different teams and staff. So, and not knowing what was going to happen with Kawhi. And so taking it so long to get back to this stage, 5 years. I know how hard it is to get back to this. I was so spoiled before, but I know how hard it is to get back and actually win one. It's really tough to do.
You mentioned Kawhi, that being the consistent when it comes to your career and your journey to this city. To go through the highs and lows with Kawhi, talk about that brotherhood there for you guys to come and do your thing, set out to win a championship and see it through.
Oh man, it's special. That's what makes it special because, you know, obviously we had experienced one before, but not knowing what was happening and being traded to another team, and it's just us two knowing each other, former teammates, and them embracing us, like I said. To be able to win one in a different system, a different conference, you know, it makes it that much more special. And hopefully it's a bond obviously we'll never forget and will last forever. But hopefully we can continue it on for the rest of our careers.
Anytime we've been together this regular season and I ask anyone about you, they don't even tell me about what you do with your three-point shooting, what you bring to the floor. The first thing they talk about is your leadership. A lot of buying in had to go into the season with all the question marks. What went into the commitment of this group?
A ton, and these guys matured tremendously. You know, I always try to bring something to the table, even if it's not defensively or scoring. You know, some nights you can have off nights, and whether I contribute in those fashions or not, I at least try to contribute in helping those guys understand what it takes to get here. And hopefully it helped them some. Hopefully they'll take these lessons and continue on to be successful. I know I've been a pain in the ass for them most of the year in coaching them, but I hope it was all worth it.
You know I gotta get about the look. The blowout mohawk, Danny Green. That's how you show up and show out.
Yes, you gotta let your hair down.
I'm saying, yes, you better let that hair down. And let's talk about these shoes here, too.
Puma's doing it.
You don't play around.
Yeah, Puma's doing a good job, man.
Yes.
They looked out for us. They've done a great job of showing a lot of love all year and taking good care of me.
I mean, I feel like it's been just one long day since you guys had won the NBA championship.
It seems like one long day. It's 4 or 5 days now, but it seems like nobody's got any sleep or
I mean, what went down in Vegas? We might as well just get to it.
It stayed there. I don't know what happened to it. We left it there. It stayed in the box in the hotel room.
Are you hydrating?
I'm hydrating very much.
All right. Well, that's
definitely.
Okay. Well,
that's how we're hydrating.
Danny's good, y'all. Thanks so much, Danny. Congratulations.
I'll correct that. That's not letting your hair down. That's
my favorite features of a roller coaster are a huge drop and then the weightlessness. Over the last 8 weeks, describe the roller coaster ride that your team's been on in the NBA playoffs.
I mean, it's been crazy. You know, nail biters, blowouts on both sides, good and bad, wins and losses, anticipation, excitement, joy. So many words for this moment, man. Really can't even describe it right now.
One of the great things about this team is that you guys took a lot of calculated risks that paid off, whether it was applying a box and one, or signing some players that in the last year of their deal, or Freddie starting in the second half, or you providing huge minutes in the Eastern Final, or trading away the franchise player, and the coach of the year. Which one of those calculated risks do you think made the most impact to have this moment right now?
Like we said, man, it's been a grind. It's all about the journey. Every single thing that we've done prior to this has got us to this moment. Even before our time here, man, the guys who laid the foundation, paved the way for us to get right here, man. We learned through every season, the ups and downs. We stayed positive. Masai, a great leader for the organization, made moves that he felt like were necessary for this team. The guys on this team bought in, gave praise and thanks to the guys in the past, DeMar, Chris Bosh, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, everybody, man, Del Curry. I mean, the list goes on and on about all the great players who came through here and laid their mark for the Toronto Raptors, man, and we're celebrating for not only them, but for the city and the country of Canada.
Speaking of the country of Canada, 59 different Jurassic Parks were formed during the finals. How aware were you that Jurassic Park right outside of Scotiabank had spread across the country?
Hey, man, I was very aware of it, man. It just goes to show how great our fans are. You know, how bought in they are to this process, to this journey with us. You know, they fought with us just like we fought. They grinded with us just the way we grinded through the ups and downs. They stayed believing. They stayed keeping the faith. And it's amazing to just be able to share this moment with them.
Did your faith ever waver?
My faith never wavers, man. That's what my motto is about, understanding the grind, understanding the process, understanding the work, the dedication and commitment it's going to take to achieve your goals, no matter what it is. You know, that's what I just try to preach to the fans, to my teammates, to the kids growing up. You know, that it's all possible. There's always a way, as long as you're able to focus on that and work for everything you want, man, in any field, man. It's all about that.
Normie, as a shooter, it was weird. Sometimes in this series, you guys were getting open looks and they just weren't falling. And I know how much you work in the offseason. Was there a time where you or one of your teammates like, I'm going to get extra shots up late night just because I need to see the ball go in and hopefully that just translates on one of those 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. starts?
Yeah, man. We was always putting in the extra work, the extra time to be ready for the games, man. A lot of people don't understand the work that we put in, you know, and a lot of people don't understand that it's the ebbs and flows of the game. Sometimes you're not going to make those shots, but you got to stay confident because you know that you put the time in, you put the work in for it to turn around. And, you know, as you can tell, Fred's turnaround in the playoffs, through all the adversity, everybody was counting him out. You seen his turnaround, man. You seen how he was able to come up really big for us in these playoffs, in the finals. Man, he was killing. But earlier, prior to that, as you know, everybody was, you know, pretty down on him because he wasn't making no shots. But he stayed confident, he stayed with it, and he delivered.
When we get to Nathan Phillips Square, do you want to get on the mic?
I'm on mics every day, man. Whatever, job, man. Just let me know.
Good today.
Just let me know. I got this, man. I got this.
What is the percentage of chance that you will either bust a little two-step or you will sing?
Just let me know when, and I'm there.
Last question.
I'll be there. I'll be there. Let me know.
Last question. This championship, this can now experience that championship lifestyle. How long should the party go? The next few days? The next few weeks?
All summer long, baby. We NBA champs.
That was Norm Powell, NBA champion. And will probably take my job at some point. Back to you guys. Oh, hold on. Normie, how could you, Normie? How could you do this to me, Normie? After everything we've been through. I did not deserve this, Normie. But I forgot my goggles.
Payback. Payback for all them annoying interviews you be doing. It all paid off, baby.
Oh, that is a rite of passage right there.
I tell you what, there's a lot of NHL players, NFL players, baseball players that are saying, thank you, Norm. We finally got Cabby. Cabby's the greatest sport in the world, and he's now soaked for the rest of the day.
Wow,
Thought he was free, didn't think he needed the goggles today.
Look at these images of just thousands and thousands and thousands of people here convert.
VIP stage here, just left of the main stage, and we've got Nazem Kadri of your Toronto Maple Leafs with me right now. Naz, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's the offseason been for you?
It's been good. Pretty busy. You know, just trying to get stronger, get ready for next season.
That's always the goal, isn't it? Pretty amazing. I mean, you're one of the longest-serving Leafs, so you know the vibe of the city. You're from London, Ontario. You know what this rabid fan base is like, and I think they've been hungry for something like this for a long time. How special is it for you to sort of take in all this?
It's incredible. That's why I wanted to come. I wanted to support, obviously, the Raptors, being a local team. But, you know, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, and the city of Toronto definitely deserves it.
You know, I think one of the things that really makes fans happy is when they see teams supporting other teams in the city, whether it be the Blue Jays or the Leafs or the Raptors, what have you. What's the relationship like between the Leafs and the Raptors? I mean, you guys are sort of cousins, for lack of a better term.
Oh, it's great. I mean, that's half the reason why I get so involved, because I know a few of the players. You know, I'm around the team fairly often, obviously playing the same building. So, I've been lucky enough to, surround myself with this, championship atmosphere. And, as a player, I think that's something that's, very inspiring and motivating for myself.
All right, so you're a hoops guy. You obviously followed the Raptors pretty closely on this run. Has it sunk into you that this is real? Because, I mean, I think a lot of Torontonians and a lot of Raptor fans were thinking, okay, making the final is sort of Toronto's championship, because no one ever really gave the Raptors a chance to get past Golden State, and here we are.
Well, I think up until this point, it was kind of, some background noise, and you didn't really you'd have to pinch yourself. But seeing everybody here, repping the Raptors and seeing them in red and supporting the city, for how hot it is, and under these circumstances, people to be putting in shifts out there. I don't know how they do it, but, it's something, the support's crucial.
Did you continue to watch the Stanley Cup Finals after the Leafs went out?
I did. I had some friends. Obviously Bozak's a really good friend of mine, and, I was kind of rooting for him the whole time, and just to see him win and be on top, and kind of seeing videos that he sent me, of their parade, and it's pretty incredible, and hopefully, I hope the Leafs are next.
It's a bit of a revisionist history, but had the Leafs gotten past Boston in Game 7, some have sort of thought, it's pretty logical the Leafs could have got past Columbus and Carolina. Could you even imagine the city with the Raptors and the Leafs both in respective finals? I think the top would pop right off.
That would be mind-blowing for sure, and it kind of sucks just knowing we had that opportunity, but it's easy to say that, being on the outside looking in. Carolina, Columbus, St. Louis, all very good teams that you would have had to go through, and none of those series would have been handed to you. So, kudos to the Blues, they earned it, but, we're here to support the Raps today.
Obviously it's been a while for the Leafs, and everyone dreams of what a parade would be like for the Leafs. Does it sort of crystallize it in your head, make it a little bit more tangible to actually be sitting back and saying, wow, this is what it would feel like when the Leafs do it?
Well, that's why I wanted to come. Obviously, like I said before, just surrounding myself with this championship atmosphere and this mentality, I think it goes a long way for a player and for a team just to see how the whole process goes down. So, obviously I want to support the boys and be here for them. They also wanted just to get a little taste of it.
Obviously a massive week coming up for the Leafs with the draft, free agency. What are you expecting to see?
I'm not too sure right now. I know just about as much as you would know. So, I'm concentrating on what I got to do to get better and to prepare for next season. Whatever happens, I'm sure the management will do a great job. Any of
the other boys out here today?
I think I'm flying solo. I think I'm not sure many guys are in town, but I had to be here for this one.
You didn't bring the cat, huh?
No, Jazzy's at home. She's watching it from upstairs.
All right, good stuff. Naz, thanks for doing this. Best of luck this offseason.
Thanks.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Already, what are the feelings that you have right now looking at all the people of Toronto?
I mean, you don't really know what to expect, right? You think the parade's going to be amazing, and you just can't even picture this, like beforehand you can't picture this many people, and it's pretty cool.
Now, given everything, all the places you've been, we know so much about your journey, but to do it as a family, as a whole Raptors family, given everything that you achieved this season, does it mean that much more?
Well, I mean, I think anytime it's the first time, it's a big deal, right, for an organization out, or a city, country in this case. I don't know, it means a lot. It's been a lot of work for a lot of people to get to this, get the Raptors to this point. So it means a lot.
April, May, and June was always the logo. AMJ was the logo. Did you at any point in the middle of the work, in the middle of those long nights, did you envision a day like this as part of your motivation?
I mean, a little bit. Right, I think this is always a big extra perk. I probably envisioned more of the horn sounding on the last game and holding the trophy up or whatever. But yeah, we talked about how big the parade might be if we could win it. Way back last summer. That's always pretty cool.
And finally, to the millions who are not here, over 15 million people watch some part of Game 6. What's your message to them if they can't get to this city today?
Well, I mean, the fans here, you know, they helped us a lot. I've said before that when they were singing "Oh Canada" in Game 1, you could see the looks on the Warriors' faces that they knew they had their hands full. I mean, and that had a lot to do with they knew the whole country's behind the team.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, you're welcome.
I think the country's fallen in love with Nick Nurse. He is so honest and candid, and anytime he seems to be, you know, addressing reporters, and of course there are shrines throughout this city to him now, none of which you can see with the swimming with people, but he really has become someone who everyone has really now recognized as a champion also.
It was such a difficult situation when Dwayne Casey, the coach of the year last year, gets fired, and a beloved guy in Toronto, and you're replacing that guy, and that's an awful lot of pressure as well. Pressure added when you get Kawhi Leonard, one of the best players in the world. The expectations were an NBA final, and if they had gone out, remember how close it was, how tenuous it was with Philadelphia, and then with Milwaukee, where in Game 3 down 2-0 overtime, and how close that game was. It all could have gone south, but it didn't, and he did such a masterful job throughout the playoffs. Every little move he made, the way he worked his bench, was perfection. He threw out a box-and-one defense a couple of times against the Golden State Warriors, which is a high school type defense. Steph Curry called it janky, which means he hadn't seen it since high school, but it worked. In those two situations he used it, it worked. And I think that was a really telling thing about Nick Nurse, that he wasn't afraid to try. He didn't care if someone was going to make fun of his defense. It worked, and just a stellar job out-coaching at times Steve Kerr, who's coached Golden State to 3 titles.
Incredible. And even he said, you know, of all the things, as we see him waving to the crowds, could never have expected this number of people. And if you can hear someone on the loudspeaker behind me, they're basically just giving the crowd an update.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So I was checking out your Instagram, and I think I saw a message, and you said something like, you had a goal. One of those goals was to make it into the NBA, start as a point guard, and then you were going to win a championship. Way to call it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible journey, and I'm having fun along the way. So, you know, definitely giving all the credit to God, just knowing that there's so many things I feel like I couldn't control, but to be able to achieve all those things and to be able to, you know, experience that, just super thankful.
It's been an unbelievable couple of months, and I know you're just soaking up the city, soaking up this country and this win right now. But tell us about the team and how you came together as men when people didn't believe. There are a lot of doubters out there.
Just a lot of resilience, and we had our backs against the wall in multiple situations, and we got pushed to Game 7. We lost the first game of the first series. We were down 2-0 against Milwaukee, and there's just a lot of adversity going up against one of the best teams of all time in the Golden State Warriors. And so a lot of adversity, but the guys continue to stick together and fight through.
And talk about this crowd. There is some 2 million people from all across Canada that came out here to celebrate with you today.
Yeah, it's amazing. As you can see, there's just so much energy, so much buzz. And I mean, we started in the beginning and the parade didn't even start, but for the first 30 minutes, there's people following the bus and we all thought the parade had started. But, you know, then we got to the part where it really started and it just got crazy. So we're definitely very grateful for our fans. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the way they've rallied around our team.
There are people, I'm sure, that don't exactly know your story, but what an amazing story it is, Jeremy. I know you're a Harvard grad. I know you couch surfed for a while and then made your way to the Knicks, and the rest has been history. This has been amazing. I can't wait to see what happens next.
I appreciate it. A lot more to come. I appreciate it.
Congrats.
Thank you.